Hey Zach, how you doing? Welcome to the show today.
Thank you. Thank you. Nice to be on.
Yeah, nice to have you here, fellow Brooklyn resident. Great to
Yes.
be together separately here in Brooklyn.
Yep.
So I wanted to start off our conversation today talking a bit about the transition period we're in right now from this traditional SEO route to now an AI-driven search reality that we're in. So as somebody like you who manages search strategy for like a major comparison site like Finder, how dramatically has AI search changed your day-to-day, if at all, first of all?
So, quite significantly, I think it is top of mind for anyone who works in SEO. We're constantly seeing this SEO is dead narrative, and when you've built your business largely on SEO, it definitely takes center stage in your brain. But I don't think SEO is dead, right? I think the total volume of traffic is definitely less. There's less available for everyone. And like purely informational top of funnel content is 100% at risk. I think a lot of people are getting what they need from the AIOs, the AI overviews, or from ChatGPT and not needing to actually go to the website. But there is silver linings in this. I think there's a bit of a resetting of the playing field. You know, the search landscape wasn't exactly super fair before this all started happening anyways. You know, I had done a study, internal study recently to just sort of examine like top 100 queries that commercial queries, right? Because we work in finance, and providers accounted for like 31% of the results, and content sites were only like 23%. But when I removed the very recognizable brand sites, that result dropped down to 4%. So there really wasn't a lot of availability to begin with, and AI is now sort of opening that up again. So there's silver linings for some, but for others, I can see how it's been a pretty, gloomy day.
Overall, right, this transition seems like, right, it's scary at first, like anything. But do you think that we'll get to a pretty even playing field, kind of like we did with SEO? Because as you said, SEO is like not fair for some, fair for others. How do you see this kind of AI-driven search engine format? Do you think it's going to be more fair for businesses and companies, or do you think they just have to completely alter their strategy and, the first to do it is going to be the one in front of the race?
I think it will be more fair because the things with LLMs is it's kind of like a snake eating its tail. So it's going to probably reward, most likely, the sites that are able to add new value to the models, right? So it stops becoming a sort of game of copying each other and everyone sort of trying to match and exceed each other's content, but more like, can we get original data? Can we demonstrate we're more human? Can we have an actual take on this stuff? And the companies who are able to get gritty enough and creative enough, I do think they have a real shot in actually winning in this. And hopefully there's no more monopolies in search.
How do you find that these companies can optimize more for the AI overviews and to be featured in those? Is it about just being a ton more specific with what you're talking about, or is there anything else to it?
I think so. I mean, I think there's like the basic stuff, which is like just regular good SEO. I know there's kind of going through a rebrand right now, but without having to learn any new skills. But there are some things I think like, making sure your structured data is really in place, only introducing like one idea per paragraph, make it very readable and scannable. I think oftentimes we can forget that search content is really for the more skimmable audience. Like they really just want the information they need to get in and get out. They're not necessarily looking for like a novel. And I think if you're constructing your content like that, it does optimize your chances. But I also think your reputation is going to play a big role in that as well. I think, links obviously play a huge role in SEO in the past and today as well. But now brand mentions are becoming more important. And a lot of these models work off of consensus. So if everyone is mentioning the iPhone when you're talking about mobile phone comparison, then chances are the iPhone's going to show up. And so I think a lot of companies right now are scrambling to see how they can get their reputation up.
Look, I'm going to be straight with you. Everybody's talking about AI, but most people are just playing around with ChatGPT instead of actually making money from it. That's why we dropped the ultimate crash course to create your own AI side hustle in 7 days. We're talking real frameworks and strategies from the pros like the founder of The Hustle, Sam Parr. It includes mini guides, templates, the whole 9 yards, stuff that takes years to figure out, condensed into 1 week. Stop what you're doing right now and grab it in the show notes. Your future self will thank you. Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense to try to get in there first and kind of get in there early and get your reputation to the point where people can find you more often. It's really important because something you said that resonated really with me was just that people aren't really looking to like dick around on the internet for like half an hour for the answer that they were looking for. They want to kind of get in, get out. So I think the more effectively like a business can tailor to that answer, the better they can do. And in the landscape generally of the AI search, where do you think you stand? What's your favorite engine to use? What do you think is the most effective for what your needs are in your business?
I've really been loving ChatGPT. I mean, that's the one I first started on, and so it's been hard for me to move over. I know a lot of the folks at Finder love Claude or Claude, whatever they're calling it these days. But now I'm like moving into like playing with like MCP stuff and N8N, and that's transformed. I feel a bit overwhelmed at times because so much is coming out all at once, and Google just launched Opal, which is another N8N sort of type software, and so I'm just trying to use it all, but I don't know. It is overwhelming. But ChatGPT has been faithful to me, a little bit sycophantic at times, but it's the tried and true, I think.
It's really doing very well in the search space. Like the results in ChatGPT, the search results only overlap about 12% though with Google's traditional results. So they definitely work differently. How are you using or going towards this model of AI search in your day-to-day versus what you used to do or still do a little bit with SEO?
So what I love about AI search is that it's sort of killing the keyword, which was never fully sufficient to meet an intent. Like if you really wanted to type, best brokerage apps for people who live in Brooklyn, who make $90,000 a year, who have 20K in their savings already, like if you put that into Google in the past, the result was going to be absolutely terrible. So you would just search best brokerage accounts, but now you can be as specific as you need to capture exactly the intent you're after. And I think that's where this sort of long tail approach is starting to reward publishers, is they're truly thinking about the user in a way that they weren't before. And where as much as SEOs used to say, oh, don't write for Google, that's what everyone was doing. And I think now you actually have to take a step back and write for the user and understand the nuances and what their pain points might actually be and hopefully solve for that. Yeah,
for sure. And I think another pain point that people, individuals, creators, and companies are just experiencing generally is that there are just so many platforms now. Young people love to search on TikTok, for example, and Reddit is huge, even though like a lot of people are getting pathed through Google nowadays, and AI chatbots, obviously, as we've been talking about. Have you been forced to like rethink any content strategy of your own from all of these platforms, like all the people searching on all of them?
Oh, totally. I mean, I love the phrase Rand Fishkin came up with search everywhere optimization, where you sort of have to be on every platform. And so we're on YouTube, and we're doing really well on YouTube. We're trying to get more on TikTok and Instagram and just expand. It's really about being where your users are. They may see you on YouTube, and then that gives you the brand preference for them to click on you when they see you in the AIO or what have you. And so you kind of have to be everywhere. And AI is actually making that more accessible than ever if you're using it to assist you with the content creation.
Totally. And last thing I wanted to hit on today is that up top you mentioned that you don't think SEO is exactly dead yet, right? In 2 to 3 years or so, where do you see the search going? Is it going to be completely dead, or is it going to go all the way over to AI optimization and search and AI overviews? How do you think like the pipeline is going to change in the next few years now?
So I think it's possible that in 5 years, 50% of website traffic is coming from agents and not actually people themselves. And so I think publishers and websites are going to have to build their sites in ways that make it very easy for the agent to use. And the agent might be converting on that user's behalf. In the future, we might be just saying, sign me up for this bank account. And then it goes off and does that for you. And so I think that's sort of where we're headed as we get more to like the Her. I don't know if you've seen the movie Her, that sort of reality.
Oh, yeah. I have.
I think that is where we're going.
Yeah, I think it's a prerequisite for living in Brooklyn, actually. You have to watch Her.
I'm definitely stealing that.
Well, Zach, thank you so much for joining me today. It's been really fun and insightful to chat with you. And good luck with everything you're doing at Finder. I hope everything goes well, and hope you're enjoying this AI boom that we're currently experiencing.
Likewise. Thanks, John.
Thank you. Okay, that's going to do it for us today, everybody. Thanks for tuning into the Hustle Daily Show. We're a proud part of HubSpot Media. Our editor is Robert Hartwig, and our executive producer is Darren Clark. We've got a ton more tech and business coverage in our newsletter. If you're not subscribed, go sign up at thehustle.co/email and follow us on Instagram at thehustledaily. We'll catch you later.